Oh, all right, well, good morning. It is about 11 o'clock on a Sunday, and we are at Bumping Lake Campground, right past the campground entrance. We're headed up to Copper City today, or I am. There's nobody else with me. But yeah, hopefully we're going to get up there today and see what's up. I've been up this road before, and I've noticed that there's a lot of potholes, and the road's relatively rough. So I'm going to go ahead and air down to, let's see, I'm sitting at 35, 38 right now. I think I'm going to go ahead and go down to 20. And I bought these rims off of, what is it, Expedition Essentials out of Bellingham or wherever he is now, I don't remember. But the cool part about these rims is they actually have two valve stems. And the nice part about these valve stems is that I can put the inflator chuck from ARB right onto one of them and then hook the gauge to the other one, so I don't have to sit here and like pull it out, test the gauge and all that. And they actually deflate relatively quickly. So we'll do this in real time. And we are at right now, let's see here, we are at 34 and 35 psi. So let's see how fast this goes. Starting, oh, perfect now. I can actually hit the button here and let air out of both of them, which is really nice. We're already under 25. 22. 20. Perfect. That took all of 45 seconds. So that's kind of amazing how fast that works. But anyway, like I said, the road's pretty rough. We tried to get up here earlier in the year, but we had some issues with people getting sick because they were El Pregnante, so that kind of squashed that weekend. We made it about halfway, and then we had to come back. But yeah, so I'll finish airing down the rest of these, and then we'll see if we can't get some more footage of the trip. Anyway, here we go. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you was we are, let's see, we came in this, no, I take that back, we came in this, and we are right here, right now, ish, somewhere in there. Now then, where we want to go is actually way down here. It's actually a little place called Copper City. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here, hang a left at that Y, which I think I know where that Y is, we'll find out. And then we follow this all the way down. It's basically a straight line. And then there's a hike here that supposedly goes up to the ruins. But I think there's something right here, if I remember right. So we'll see if we can't get some pictures and then go from there. So let me see if I can't give you a little bit of history about where we're going. The place is called Copper City. Up above Bumping Lake, there was an old mining town called Copper City. Sounds like a horrible fairy tale. Anyway, Copper City was a copper mine. The city and the actual mine are relatively far apart. The mine is way up on top of this hill, and it's a one-lane road to get up there. And if you meet somebody coming down, one of you has to back up. It is not something you really want to do. However, where we're going, where I'm going, there should be some ruins. I don't know if it's going to be the old bunkhouse or if there's anything, actually. But I do have, let's see if I can get them out of here. I do have these. These are maps. And they're not just any maps, they're copies of old mining rights, like 1883, 1889, and 1903. So they're actually, while this site was being mined, they were actually active maps. There's also another mine on Highway 410 that I found out, actually. It was an old sapphirite mine, which I don't know what sapphirite is, but oh, here's somebody coming down. Sapphirite, it's actually called the oh shit, what was the name of that mine? It was the Morgan mine, I believe. And my mom she was a teacher. She used to teach with another lady whose husband was the grandchild or great-grandchild, I forget, of the people who owned the Morgan mine. And they actually had the rights to it up until 1995, I believe. Even though it was inside the National Forest, might even actually be inside the National Park. But even though it was inside of that, the it was covered. When they were done with it back in 1995, they came up and they put a bunch of rocks in front of the opening. Well, the past couple of years, there's been quite a bit of snowfall up here. And since there's been quite a bit of snowfall, there's also been a lot of runoff with the melting and all that. So what happened is the rocks that were placed in front of the mine actually fell off. The whole front of the mine actually slid off. So there's a couple of timbers and stuff like that. But the last time I saw any pictures of inside of there, there's some old rail. I think there's a mining cart back in there somewhere. And it's really not that deep of a mine. I think it goes 150 feet in, and there's a 50-foot adit, I believe, if I remember correctly. I'd have to look it up again. And there's also winds. I think a 60-foot winds. So it was a relatively large mine. It wasn't epic by any proportions, but it was decent sized. I want to say sapphirite is one of the things that's usually around gold. So they were probably ultimately looking for gold, but ended up with just sapphirite. Sapphirite actually has a lot of uses. I'd have to look it up again. But anyway, now I'm rambling. So I will make some more video here. This thing into four-wheel drive. There's a little hill right here that is just covered in big rocks, and I didn't really want to chew it up. They're also very sharp rocks, so I figured the less time I spent on them, the better. Oh, here comes a Honda CR-V. Perfect. Nothing makes you feel more badass and more alone than seeing some shitty little car come at you. You know, like, oh look, my truck's all built, and you drive that piece of shit that made it up here. Perfect. Okay, so we are at a bit of an impasse. To the left, we have Deep Creek, which is 1808. And to the right, we have Road 1800. This is how far we made it last time, and we had to turn around. According to my map thing, I believe we are close. We're not actually at the normal Y. We're actually at a different Y. Fairly certain we need to take 1800. Let's consult our handy dandy Mapo here. So we are here. Where is 1800? Oh, that's beautiful. 1800's not even here. That's magnanimous. Oh, okay. Hold on. Hold on. I found it right here. I was looking over here. It's actually over here. That's perfect. Okay, so we need to take, judging by this, we need to take 1808. Judging by the GPS, we need to take 1800, which is kind of odd. I don't know why it's saying we need to take 1800. Don't. Deep Creek, Trail Camp, Twin Sisters, Lakehead. Why? Oops. Crag Mountain. Miners Ridge. Oh, that's why. That's why. Okay. So, where are we? Go back. There we go. Yonderhoven. So, yeah, we need to take Deep Creek because the Copper City site is right on Deep Creek. So, we're going to go there. Tally-ho. So I got to thinking about it. This mine was active in the late 1800s. So if you look at the map, the closest actual town, this is before Chinook Pass was even put in, the closest actual town, big city, would have been Yakima. Yakima is a 3-hour drive, 3.5-hour drive from Seattle. So imagine riding a horse all the way out here from Yakima. That's gotta be 2 days, maybe 3. I mean, from Yakima to the mountains is at least a day. And then from wherever you are in the mountains to where I'm at now, or where I'm going, this just had to be a trail. This wasn't even a path yet. This was just hoof prints in the dirt. So it's gonna be kind of interesting. I can't imagine them building something that big out here, but apparently it was a big deal. It lasted for a while, so I'm kind of excited to see what they have up here in the. Okay, so here's something kind of interesting. You see the green right here? That green is caused by oxidizing copper. So I think we are on the right trail. It's kind of amazing to see all that's up here. That tells me that there's still a decent amount of copper up here if things are turning green. But yeah, that's really cool. I'm going to see if I can't get down there and see if I can see anything in the water. There's a fish. I don't know if you can see that, but I can see that. There he goes, right there. Maybe you saw it. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go down there and see what I can see. So this is interesting. This is a creek crossing, according to the map, and it's made out of tiles so that as the creek changes course throughout the year, you can still drive across it. So that's kind of interesting. I'm sure there's a gate right before that, so I'm sure they close that gate if the creek's really running. But yeah, that was kind of cool. I've never seen that before. Okay, so I made it up here to what used to be the Copper City Mill. I'd come up the trail, but the problem that I'm having is there's a washout right on the other side of a gully, or not a gully, a culvert, and it's really off camber. And since I don't have anybody with me, that kind of stuff, I really don't want to put myself in that predicament. So I decided to hike it. It's not that bad. It's maybe 150 yards to get to the mill. It's not bad. Let me see if I can flip this thing around here. So I'm on my way back down right now, and you know, I looked at that off-camber section. It's actually not that bad. I could do it. The only thing is that I'm breaking the cardinal rule of wheeling is never go alone, right? So I'm really cautious about putting myself in this situation because I have no cell phone reception. I have really no provisions in case something happens. I have my winch, but I don't have food, I don't have water, I don't have all this water up there. I don't have Giardia AIDS or something from it. But anyway, yeah, I could do it. I mean, it wouldn't be that terribly hard, but I want somebody to be here with me. If for anything, just to spot me. Because there's a big log on one side, and you can't really go up the other side because you got to stay on the trail, right? But other than that, yeah, it's pretty cool. I'd like to get all the way up to the top. You can drive all the way up to the top. I've seen videos and whatnot of all the way up to the top, but it is a one-lane road up there, so you gotta be careful about that. Anyway, so we are probably gonna head back down. It is 20 to 1. This is good. There's a hungry life for kids. But yeah, I'll take some more pictures and whatnot. We'll see what happens. So the adventure continues.